What's up? What's up, fam? What's going on out there, man? Just stand by for me for 1 second. I'm just checking my mic, making sure that we don't have any of the same issues that I encountered earlier. So just stand by for me for 1 second, and I'll be coming on in right 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. All right. All right. So just wanted to check up on this mic situation, and it looked like we going, man. Look like we good to go. Full steam ahead. Salute, salute. Let me take this up off the screen. Salute to the fam, man. This is just MainmanMademan sliding on back up in this joint again. You know, redoing the video that I did this morning. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. People came through on that video this morning. We had a lot of people here. A lot of people. We had some donations. We had participation. So it's only right on my end to make sure that I get this right. And I didn't feel right just doing what we did this morning and leaving that on the channel and, you know, and just going about my business. No, we just going to redo it. You did. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Also, you know, it's going to be a faster version of it, probably more slimmed down version, but we're going to get the point across all the same. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody that catches this live, everybody that catches this playback, let me just make sure. Yeah, we sounding good. Yep, just want to make sure the sound is rolling good. So everyone that catches this live, everyone that catches this on the playback, salute to y'all. Everyone that caught this morning, if you made out what I was talking about, then you might hear a lot of the same points reiterated right now. But I just want to get this out there just so I can move on and just keep on moving on. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, and salute to the fam, salute to everyone in Mainman Mademan's boxing form. Without further ado, let's get this thing cracking, man. Now, we was talking about Danny Swift Garcia this morning. That's who we was talking about this morning. Front and center. The thing is this. I'm looking at Danny's situation and I'm wondering, is this the big chance back to redemption for Danny Garcia? Or will he crash and burn and be in doubt land? We don't know where he going. We don't know what he gonna fight, who he gonna fight, what division he gonna fight. Which way is Danny Garcia going? That's the question. Afterneath. So in this particular situation, let's start off like this. They say that Errol Spence needs to make a statement. And they say that I asked people in the video, I say, yo, man, does Errol Spence need to knock out Danny Garcia in order to make that statement? Now, I told people just by Errol Spence Jr. taking the fight, that was enough for me. I'm good with it. I mean, a lot of y'all are going to compare what the man is doing to what Terence Crawford did to Kell Brook. That's only the natural order of things. You know what I'm saying? And I totally understand that. But I'm just wondering, like, what is the statement that got to be made? Is it just because of what Crawford did? And I told y'all this morning, the reason I give Errol Spence Jr. full credit and just and honestly, he's already making a statement to me because of the situations involved. I mean, the circumstances involved in this fight. First and foremost, we know the man is coming off of an accident. We know he's been through rehab. We know he hasn't been sparring till September, allegedly. All of that. And then he's coming back to a top-notch fighter in Danny Garcia. And I say, look, with everything that the brother been through, that's enough for me, champ. That's enough for me. That's enough for me to say I respect what he's doing. And then the big one at the end, no rematch clause. Meaning he put in everything on the line. Some may say this is foolish, like I told y'all. Some may say he should get a tune-up. If he did a tune-up, I would not be mad at him. You know what I'm talking about? Wouldn't be mad at him at all. It's only the natural way of doing things. Fighter's been inactive. The man has been in a almost probably a life-changing car accident. May not even be fully healed. We don't know. Some of y'all out there think that he's slurring words and something wrong with him, whatever. You don't know if that's all the way fully healed or not. You just don't know. No matter what a fan say, you just don't know. We won't find that out until the actual fight. But to know that anything can be wrong, to know that anything can go wrong, just ring rust in general, and to do all of that, come back to Danny Garcia, no tune-up, and do all of this without a rematch clause. That's walking the tightrope, no net. That's putting it all on the line. That's honestly, he can lose it all in one night, one fight. Mike Tyson all over again. He can lose it all in one night. And that is, to me, a statement saying, look, I'm not coming back to your Rod Salkers. I'm not coming back to your Jotacito Lopez. I'm not coming back to your Colazzos or whoever's. I'm coming back to one of the top dogs. That to me is a statement. But y'all somehow got to be a stoppage, though. All because Crawford did what Crawford did. Let me tell you like this. Crawford is special, man. Crawford is special. He been stopping Bammers. This ain't nothing new. Why y'all so impressed? It's a typical Crawford fight. Get touched up early, knock him out. Typical Crawford fight, but everybody's so surprised. I don't know, man. I give Errol full credit for this. But y'all terrible, man. Y'all terrible. We're going to get back to this, though. But let me tell you, man, with this upcoming fight, there's two outliers here that we talked about earlier. Two outliers. And those two things are simple. First off, the Shawn Porter situation. And the Shawn Porter situation is, I'm curious about how this going to work out. We've heard Shawn Porter well on record saying that, yo, man, I spoke to the powers that be, and they tell me I get the winner of Danny Garcia and Errol Spence Jr. Heard him on record, got him in quotes saying that. Then on top of that, you look on the flip side, he's number one in the WBO. But then you look at Danny and Errol's situation. Danny is considered the mandatory. He got named the mandatory in January when the fight was supposed to take place in January of this year, right? So will the WBC say, well, Errol Spence Jr. is fulfilling his mandatory obligations, but given it's been so long and we've went so far past the date, do we then give him two mandatories? That's the question. Do we give him two? And that can happen, bro. That can happen. Look at Jamal Charlo. It happened to him with Lubin. It can happen. The WBC can play this any kind of way that they want. They got a lot of flexibility here. They can say, no, Earl can do a voluntary after his next mandatory. He can fight whoever he wants, which either way I would think still would allow room for Terence Crawford because unifications trump mandatories allegedly in 2020 boxing. I'm just not sure. But the fact still remains is he can either go to a voluntary or if the WBC deems fit to do two mandatories, which Shawn Porter sometimes seems so sure of, well, he can go that route. So Shawn Porter is sitting back waiting. And this is why I want the WBO to call theirs first to see if Shawn Porter bluff or if he blinks, if he moves. You ain't got to do nothing, brother. Just raise your hand if you're sure if you want that buzz smoke. You ain't got to do nothing. So his situation is playing out, right? You got his situation being the mandatory. Given that Danny Garcia is the mandatory and it's been so long, they may order Shawn Porter right behind it. Bye-bye Bud fight because Shawn Porter's going to take that win of that fight before he takes the Bud fight. You can bet it. You can bet it. Then the other outlier for this situation is this particular fight right here. Well, we are about 3 years. This could have happened a couple years ago, probably, to be honest with you. I mean, the way this is playing out is funny. Remember, back in the day, Errol Spence Jr. climbing the ranks, up the WBC and up the IBF. It came to a point where, WBC says, look, man, Floyd Mayweather's belt is vacant. He retired. He beat Andre Berto and got out of boxing. Gave up the WBC belt. At that point, you had the top four. You had Danny Garcia. You had Robbie Guerrero. You had Timothy Bradley. And, of course, Errol Spence Jr. Now, Errol Spence Jr. is in the IBF. He's in the WBC. He ain't no title holder, so he can be in multiple sanctioning bodies, right? He's progressing. They get to a point where they say, hey, we're going to order a fight between you and Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley says, y'all have bumped every corner of your nugget. If you think I'm getting in there with this dude, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't getting in there with this dude. Hell to the nah. So Timothy Bradley got the hell out of the way. Them Ruslan Provodnikov fights, all of them horror stories, everything he went through with Manny Pacquiao, he ain't got no time for no Errol Spence Jr. You hear me though? So he gets out the way. So that would have bumped Errol Spence Jr. up. Then you got to a point with Danny Garcia, who was getting hooked up at the time, for a vacant title against Robert the Ghost Guerrero. And he beat Guerrero. Easy work. But right behind that would have been Errol Spence Jr. And I always used to ask the question back in the day, if he wanted them to do so fast, then why he ain't just stay where he was at? But I understand, truth be told, because what happened right after that, Danny Garcia went into a major fight with Keith Thurman, which means that Errol Spence Jr. would have probably been waiting. Because by Danny winning that WBC, and at the time, it was all about Project Danny. We're going to get there. Project Danny was underway. Project Puerto Rico was underway. And Earl couldn't get in the way of Project Puerto Rico. Oh, we definitely going to get there. And so the thing is, the project was playing out with Danny Garcia. They couldn't let Earl interfere. Earl says, you know what? Why am I playing these WBC games, man? You know what I'm talking about? Why do I have to wait for voluntaries and unifications and everything when I can go holler at Mr. Daryl Peoples of the IBF, the man with the plan going to Japan in the tan van? Give him a call, right? Like, yo, bro, let me get that shot. And then guess what? IBF don't play with their mandatories. He knew the fight with Kell Brook was coming up, and then nothing that Kell Brook could have done. It was either fight or vacate. What you going to do? He was in that situation. So he betted on that as opposed to betting on the WBC, which could have, would have, should have took forever. But then again, also, there was a plan underway for Danny Garcia, and we're going to get there. So those are the two outliers that are surrounding this particular fight. Now, what do I mean when I say the Danny project began in Puerto Rico? This is the thing about Danny. I got a long history with Danny Garcia. Before we get there, though, hold on. Let me get to some of the comments. I ain't know some of the fam was coming on through. Sorry, fam, bam. Up in this joint. Muhammad, man, what's up, man? What's up with your family? Had to get back on here and reiterating the points from this morning, man. I appreciate you sliding on through, fam. Tyrese, what's up, man? What's up? Fam, Bud was never in EJ fans. He said, I'm taking the easy route. Al said he will fight Mikey, Shawn, Danny Swift, Garcia, then Keith or Pac. Isn't that what he doing? Pretty much. Staying close to the schedule. You would think, though, when certain things happen in the division, maybe little changes happen or whatever, you know, the things would change a little bit. That might have been the plan, but come on, man, we can do bigger and better plans than that. You know what I'm saying? Crazy part about the Spence fans talking about Kale touched up Bud. Same Kale touched up Spence. Kid, I had Kale up through the first 7, champ. I had Kale up through the first 7. That was the best Kale Brook you ever seen. Several countries, several coaches. 2 good eyes, a lot of motivation, confident, took punches from bigger men. The man couldn't have felt no better. He just ran into something called Bud. And I realized that thing's something serious. You know what I'm saying? All day. Plans, not fans. All day. Whoa did that? Who did that? Whoa did that. What's up, fam? Then they want Bud to go to PBC, but it took Earl years on the PBC to get the fights he chased for years. Porter and now Garcia, facts. Ain't no guarantee that Bud go over there, he gonna get them fights, bro. Ain't no guarantee at all, bro. He got to get that in black and white. It's the only way that makes any sort of sense. When I get there within X amount of fights, I got to be having this guy and this guy and this guy. That's the way it got to be done nowadays. It's sad because he ain't got time for no games. Look how long they held Earl out the club for a long time. You know what I mean? Now Earl the big fish. So he get the whole who he went out the club and he kicking Keith out the club. I tell you, bro, everybody gets kicking out the clubs, man. Renee, what's up, fam? What's going on with you, homie? Appreciate you rocking with me. Check out Renee Box Young, fam. Check out Renee. What's up, man? Salute, fam. Just breaking down this Danny Garcia situation, man. You already know, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure. It would be 2 or 3 years before PBC fanboys realize they've been swindled. These same 47-pounders will be at 54, giving them the same fights only when they will push for cross-promotional fights. I mean, I hope they make it to 54, fam. With all that we getting at 47 and as much as they gunning for the cash, and I sometimes question how many of these dudes are actually going to make it to 54. Even after this loss, if Danny Garcia was to take a loss against Earl, will he make it to 54? It's a good question. I do wonder. I mean, these dudes been putting in so much years and so much work at 47. I know by conventional thinking, y'all thinking, well, they body getting bigger, they got to move up. Bro, they've been there for a minute. In a few cases, they've moved down. Are they going to honestly make it to 54? I think Earl will. I can't say the rest about. I don't know about Porter and Danny. I don't know. And Keith. I don't know if they make it to 54. I hope so, but we'll see. D-Lo, what's up, man? What's going on, family? Salute to you, man. Salute, salute. You inspired my video the other day. Oh, I appreciate you, bro. Hey, man, okay. I definitely, hey, look, man, that's what I'm here to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? We look out for each other. We inspire one another. You know what I'm saying? All I look at is the fam. That's all I look at. I want y'all to all know, all y'all with channels that pop up in this chat, I look at y'all. So definitely we inspire one another, man, and salute and check out the homie D-Lo 44 Boxing, man. Zeno, what's up, man? What's up, man? Salute, family. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Salute. Okay, y'all, let's get back to the good stuff, man. Let's get back to the good stuff. So let's go back to this thing here I called Project Danny. So this is what I was saying earlier when if Earl would have went through the WBC route. And at this time that Danny Garcia decided to go and face Keith Thurman. Well, he was executing Project Danny. Look here, man. Before Earl was considered the guy, the big fish, the spotlight, there was a search for the next big fish. Floyd was on his way out the door. The pay-per-view, PBC's model, fam, is based on the one attraction. They need someone over there that they can put on a card and bring shine for everyone else. Bring much more money, much more revenue in. They need that one star. They need the attraction. And when they knew Floyd was on his way out the door, the search for the new guy started. They went through the Adrian Broners. Adrian fell short. But most importantly, it was Danny's time. That was supposed to be the next guy right after Floyd. And the project started in Puerto Rico. The homecoming fight. The one that's supposed to got Danny the Puerto Rican fan base and built him to what they needed him to be so he can be put in there with other Mexican fighters so they can build themselves a new fighter. The project was going to be beautiful. A new pay-per-view attraction in Danny Swift Garcia. That was the plan. The problem was Puerto Rico went left. Puerto Rico went left. Y'all remember the Mauricio Herrera fight? Regardless of how you feel about the fight, regardless if you think if he won, if he lost, whatever, man, the fan perception of that fight was not good. Was not good. Most importantly, in Puerto Rico, something else even worse happened, and that was the blueprint on how to beat Danny Garcia was created. Oh, they don't like that. They don't like that. Mauricio Herrera created something that no one had seen up to that point. Not Amir Khan, not Morales, not Zab Zuda, none of them. Not Kendall Holt, none of them. And that was the blueprint on how to beat Danny Garcia. He put it right there. And that is switch up, throw his timing off. Timing is his best asset. Throw it off. Give him different pace. Switch up. Change the speed on your punches. Give him different looks. Make him think. Once his wheels get to turning, his feet stop moving, his eyes turn a different color, and he starts to think too much. When he looks up at the clock, next thing you know, 3-4 rounds then pass, and he's too far down on the scorecards. And then that's, you know, you can box him a little bit. He'll come on a little bit, but at that point, he'll be so far behind that he got to play catch up. Either way you do it. You can come out and box first, brawl second. It throws him off. I've seen it done too many times. I've seen it done now in let's say the Mauricio Herrera fight. I've seen it done in the Lamont Peterson fight. I've seen it done in the Keith Thurman fight, in the Shawn Porter fight. And I'm sure Errol Spence Jr. going to do the same thing like he did against Lil Mike. Boxed him and brawl him. It throws the timing off. It works. Sorry, Garcia Nation, but that's just this the fact of the matter. The blueprint is there. That's why Porter knew what to do. That's why Keith knew what to do. Earl gonna know what to do, I believe, if he's Earl, and we're gonna get there. But they all knew what to do because of what Mauricio Herrera laid down in Puerto Rico. Oh, here go Angel Garcia. We were uncomfortable. It was too many people in the locker room. We had everyone around because that was supposed to be your spectacle. That was your homecoming fight. You were gonna win that fight no matter what. Your job was just to go in there and look good. That was the job the post you did in Puerto Rico. Now, let's go to Danny's resume real quick, right? Let's go to what did he do after Puerto Rico. Now, at this point where I think it started, right? Danny had put that work in down at 140. We'll get to the Crawford talk in a second, but he put that work in down at 140, right? Right after Puerto Rico, where the showing wasn't that good. The press wasn't that good. We was here on YouTube like, what was that? Did Danny lose that? We were on YouTube like, go check my archives because they don't lie. I remember watching it that night in shock, like, because I was really rocking with Danny at that time. Like, what did we just hold up, bro? What the hell? Did he lose or win this fight? Right after the Puerto Rican project went left. Then you got Rod Salker, right? In the very next fight that sent the boxing world crazy. That's where the name Cherry, the cherry pick started, the cherry started to drop out. This is where the name Gift got created in Puerto Rico. When people say, why they call him the Gift? I don't understand. It got created in Puerto Rico. It got created in Puerto Rico, man. He goes to Rod Salker. After that, he goes to Lamont Peterson. Now, the Lamont Peterson fight was funny, man. The Lamont Peterson fight was very funny. Because at that point is when Terence Crawford did officially come to 140. And we were wondering, why did your man run to a catch weight? Instead of just making weight and coming on down there and challenging Bud right there. People don't want to talk about that. Bud comes up, Danny leaves. Works out a deal with Victor Postal to get out the way. He's going up. Catch weight. 144. Didn't even want to go to the full-fledged welterweight. So he fights Lamont Peterson at a catch weight. That's when Lamont was fighting at 140. Why you ain't just give him the 140 fight? But instead, you're taking him up to a catch weight. Okay, fine. You fight Lamont at a catch weight. Lamont then follows the blueprint that Mauricio Herrera laid. The problem is he got started too late. He boxed early. He became aggressive late, just too late in the fight. Some even give him the fight. But that's what happened. So after the Lamont Peterson situation, where that wasn't the greatest showing in the world, they gave him Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi, because they're trying to build Danny at this point. Y'all ain't not hearing me. There is no star. Floyd is talking about walking out of boxing. Adrian Bronner, his ego is getting the best of him during this time. Marcos Maidana has haunted Adrian Bronner to get him out the mix. It's on Danny. So they giving him Paulie. They giving him Lamont at a catch weight. And then they give him Robert the Ghost Guerrero for the vacant title left by Floyd Mayweather. And this is what Floyd was saying. Floyd was even speaking on Danny during that time, saying that Danny was going to be the next dude. Danny, they were betting heavy on Danny. Y'all not hearing me, fam. They were betting heavy on Danny. He got that title against Robert the Ghost Guerrero, the WBC title. Take in mind, Robert Guerrero had just previously lost to Floyd Mayweather. But this is the MO with the WBC. You win, you lose. You win. Hold on. You win, you get a title shot. You lose. You win, you get a title shot. You lose. You win, you get a title shot. You lose. People hate this truth. I know. But that's what happened. That's what happened. So in Robert Guerrero's case, he forced him for a vacant title, right? Beats Robert the Ghost Guerrero, easy work. Looking good, Danny. You solid. Looking good. You look good against the Ghost, and you looking great against Paulie. Awesome. Great. You got away from Bud. Kind of struggled down the stretch with Peterson, but whatever. You looking good against Paulie and the Ghost. You get in there with Keith. And that's where things go left for the worst. He loses to Keith. That's what he was supposed to beat Keith. Y'all not hearing me. They thought Keith was weak to the body. They thought Keith had vulnerability. He was supposed to beat Keith. Y'all not hearing me, though. Y'all not hearing me. He was supposed to beat Keith. Keith beat him and ruined the whole plan. Now, is Keith the same as a Danny Garcia? No. At that time, especially no. Danny's fan base has been growing at this point. They feel like they got him to as far as they can take him. They made him a champion. Now, the only thing he needed was the name. The same way that they did with Adrian Braun. You get to a point where they can't just give you crap fights. You got to give them that one so they can really sell you. And he got to that one. To the championship. He made it to the final level. Hashtag Keith Thurman, a.k.a. M. Bison, a.k.a. Cooper Trooper. He made it to Skeletor. You know what I'm talking about? He made it to the final level. And he lost. He lost. And then Project Danny was left in shambles. He was left in shambles at that point. They were like, where we go from here? Best thing to do is a rebuilding process, right? Rebuild him. Call the WBC right now. Let him know all we need is one fight, and he'll be right back. He'll be right back. Just give us one fight. Well, that's what happened, right? After Keith Thurman, he gets that Brandon Rios touch. Oh, he looked great against Brandon Rios. Solid. I mean, that was an amazing, amazing performance against Brandon Rios. I have seen nothing like it. I was thoroughly impressed in the performance that Danny put against Brandon Bam Bam Rios. That was amazing. That was amazing. Then right after Brandon Rios, he gets Showtime Shawn Porter for what? You named it, you guessed it, the vacant WBC. So he lost it. He won, he beats Brandon Rios, and he's back into a WBC fight. Outstanding. So he goes up against Showtime Shawn Porter. The only difference is Shawn Porter got the blueprint. He called up Keith, just like Keith called up Lamont, just like Lamont called up Mauricio. They passing the blueprint around this joint. You hear me though? And that what happened. Shawn got the blueprint, and he say, switch up game. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to box him for portions of this fight, and I'm going to turn up the heat, switch the pace, change the speed on my punches, give him, different looks, make him think, make his wheels turn. That's what he did for the most part. And he loses to Showtime Shawn Porter. At this point, Project Danny is now like limping, man. Like, dang, they tried, man. They gave you the vacant shot against Guerrero. You lost it, the big one to Keith. Then they give you the vacant shot against Shawn. You couldn't get that one. So let's keep the project going. Let's find another Mexican. They find Adrian Granados. Y'all know the blueprint at this point. We've been doing it for so long. They found a Mexican. They found him, Adrian Granados. There you go. Bam. There you go. Very next shot, you named it. You guessed it. You get another WBC title shot. So he fights Adrian Granados, and he looks fantastic against Adrian Granados, might I add. I've never seen a performance like that against Adrian Granados. I mean, Adrian Granados was like a fish out of water that night, man. I mean, that was a masterful, masterful performance done by Danny Swift Garcia against Adrian Granados. It was beautiful. So he beats Adrian Granados, and then now here comes the Errol Spence Jr. fight, right? Unfortunately, Errol Spence has this situation. The car accident plays out. So instead, he fights Ivan Redcat. But he's named as the WBC mandatory. It's the same pattern all over again. And that's why I lead myself to the question at the end of this story. Say, where does Danny go from here? Because the dots are now falling off the page. I don't know where you're going, bro. You didn't had your fake. The pattern has been working great for the last few years. You lose. You win, you lose the belt, you get another, you win, then you get another shot. It's been working, but at this point, you've lost to Shawn, Keith, and Shawn. You've lost to Shawn, you've lost to Keith, and you might lose to Earl. Where do you go if you lose to Earl, bro? The pattern got to run out somewhere. You got out of the WBO, you got it out of your own way. So where you going? And this is why you see that thumbnail right there and say, this is Danny's big chance. Is this the chance with Project Danny that started years ago in Puerto Rico, and what I believe started years ago in Puerto Rico? They tried, they kept it going. It's like the little engine that could around this joint. They kept it going. It kept putting. It fell off the track a couple times, but it kept on putting. It fell off the track again, but they kept on putting. And now here it is. So I don't know where you go from here, Danny. That's why I'm like, yo, Errol Spence, you damn right he deserved full credit and a statement just for accepting this fight. Because this man got nowhere left to go. This could be the last big hoorah. And y'all got to understand another thing that's playing out here. Earl became the guy that Danny always wanted to become. Who is that guy, Mainman Mademan? Danny is in his illustrious career has never did a pay-per-view. Not one. He's never did a pay-per-view. This is his first pay-per-view of all of the great things he's done throughout of his career. Unless I'm missing something. If I am, please tell me where I'm going wrong. Did he ever have a pay-per-view? He's finally gotten here. This is the place he's supposed to start it a while back. He finally made it here. So I'm expecting the best version of Danny Garcia that I've ever seen. And And so should Errol Spence Jr. And so should Errol Spence Jr. You know, because Danny has been through it all. He's been cherried down. Y'all go to the social media. The man can't talk without you putting a bunch of cherries in his comment section. Y'all are wrong on so many levels. I tell you. But y'all gonna do. The man, his reputation been drugged through the mud for the soccer pick. He always got to, even to this day in 2020, he still got to answer questions about Puerto Rico. Y'all ain't peeping that. He still to this day gets asked questions about Puerto Rico. So what started years ago in Puerto Rico, will it all come to a final conclusion or a final, what's the word? A final, just come to a head right here. This is what it is. And this is why I'm saying to Danny Garcia Nation out here, where does he go if he doesn't succeed right here? Earl better be on his A game. I'm going to tell y'all straight like that. Because I'm going to tell y'all like this, Spence Nation, y'all faking. Let me tell you something. If anything is wrong, because y'all so 100, if anything is wrong with this man, if he got bad teeth, if he got a bad eye, if his bones ain't all the way, if there's anything that they hid from him, Danny is going to expose it. And if there's something wrong with this man, Danny already told y'all he don't want to hear no excuses. He already told you he don't want to hear no car excuses. He don't want to hear nothing about no car accidents. It's no one forced Errol Spence Jr. into this fight. Could have took a tune-up, had every opportunity. There's no rematch clause here. You can lose it all in one night. I'm just saying. A left hook from nowhere, a left hook that starts in Florida and ends in Alaska can take everything away from Errol Spence Jr. Facts. There's no rematch clause, fam. How do you not give this? Spence Nation, I'm not going to go down the conspiracy road with y'all. I'm not going to do that. What we did with Vasil Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, I'm not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Why didn't Spence get a rematch? I don't know. Coming off an accident, I don't know. Why doesn't he have some protection here? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just saying, there's something don't sound right here. If it's my fighter, I don't give a damn. Yo, he ain't fought in how long? He coming off what? You damn right to be putting a rematch clause up in there somewhere. Why there's no rematch? I heard Danny Garcia say on the interview there's no rematch clause. I ain't going down the conspiracy road with y'all, but I'm just saying that don't sound too right about my standards. I know everybody like, well, against rematch clauses all of a sudden. All of a sudden. No one wants to protect their champions no more, huh? They want to keep it moving. 2020, boy, the microwave culture. Just keep it pushing. We'll get back to that when we can, whenever the interest gets back up. That's what they're trying to do with Wilder and Fury. That's a different video. Let me see what the fam time out though, man. Let me see. Let me go through some of y'all comments. Oh man. Yeah, Mr. Cheesehead says, yo, man, Danny Swift Garcia was supposed to be that guy. He was. They was laying it out for him, bro. PBC, to Al Heyman's and PBC's credit, they gave him a great road. All he had to do was win. They gave him a great road, champ. They gave him a great road, man. They gave him touches, the touches he needed to get. They gave him vacant title shots. Man, they gave him a great road. It was just like the Adrian Bronner thing. Adrian Bronner got all the way to that point, a certain point, and just couldn't deliver. But everything was laid out in front of him. Everything. I told y'all at the last minute, man. At the last minute, they pulled the pay-per-view from the Marcos Maidana fight. He was about to go on pay-per-view on the Maidana fight. He needed to beat Maidana. They said, you know what? We just not quite sure just yet. Beat this dude, and then we got you on the next one. All he had to do was beat Marcos Maidana. He actually had a shot before. He was the one actually right after. He had the shot before Danny. Danny came when Adrian crashed and burned. Then it was Danny's opportunity. And then Danny crashed and burned. Right? Then it was Keith's opportunity. Keith couldn't stay healthy. And then Earl took it. And Earl says, I got it and I ain't giving it back. So Earl got it now. But the difference is Earl took it all away. He had the help of the Dallas Cowboys. Sure. He had the help of a Mikey Garcia. Sure. Say what you want. But he took it and did what they couldn't do. And that was take it all the way to pay-per-view, to take it all the way up to the pay-per-view line. They were supposed to do that, but they didn't. They didn't. You know what I mean? William, what's up, man? Salute to Northern Ireland in the building. What's up, family? Have a look at Conor Benn. He's fighting just now, similar to his dad, Nigel Benn. I'm going to check that out. I know I'm missing that joint, man. Salute to everyone that's watching those fights. I know that's where the fam is at right now. Yo, man, I'm definitely going to catch that later on and probably hopefully do a review after that, man. But I'll definitely look out for that, Will, all day. Maybe Danny should fight Salky in Puerto Rico. Yeah, that should have made. Might as well. At least he would have looked. Look, he would at least look good and gave them what they wanted, and that was the win over those fans. He would have looked good. Yeah, he should have fought Salka in Puerto Rico. He slipped up on Mauricio, and Mauricio came in there with that plan, bro. Shorty, I'm trying to tell you. Pedro says, yo, man, Earl is not ready for Danny's bombs. Oh, okay. Hey, champ, I'm going to tell you, man, hey, that's the question that we don't know. Now, that's the biggest golden question we know going into this fight. I don't care what Spence Nation is telling you. I don't care how many videos I see of him hitting bags. He looked great, by the way. Great shape. He's always in great shape. Chiseled, always chiseled. Always. People call him a weight bully. The man's never missed weight. He looks great. But that ain't never been my concern with this man. Never. I've never been concerned about Errol Spence Jr. missing weight. Nope, not one bit. My concern with Errol Spence Jr. going into this fight is the question that you got and everyone else got, and that is what happens when he get hit. That's just all we need to know. Bags don't hit back, right? You dig? Pads don't hit back, right? What happens when you get hit? You look great. Put there. You look, man. Mike Tyson looked great. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the new promos coming out with them joints? My man going in that joint. He got them with the 15-second clips. You looking great, bro. You looking solid. Real spill. But that don't mean nothing, though. So I need to know what happens when Earl gets punched. And none of us know. Not even the most avid supporter. None of us know. We hope we know what happens if he can take the punch. If the punch resistance has not dropped, we know what to expect at that point. But we just got to all wait and see. You know what I mean? We just got to all wait and see. But as for Danny, man, I just want to know where he goes from here, bro. I mean, but if he beats Errol Spence Jr., he's back. He is back. His story is solidified. They're going to throw that, mix that with everything he did at 40. He's back, bro. He is back on top. Some people believe that Earl may become high risk, low reward if he loses. He loses everything, all his belts. I don't think so. He still got Texas, and he still got the Cowboys. I hope so, if at that point. As long as that man got Texas, he's still good. Texas support Errol Spence, win, lose, or draw. Salute to Texas for doing such. And you should support him, win, lose, or draw. Any of your champions, y'all support, win, lose, or draw. So he has that market. And they're gonna be loyal to him, Joe. They're gonna roll through the fire with him, regardless of what happened. God, if he loses, God forbid he loses this fight. They're gonna ride with him. I think Earl gonna be all right if he takes a lot. But in Danny's case, in Danny's case, well, I truly don't know. Maybe I just got to ponder on that a little more further. I got to think about that a little more further. Let me see something. Now, Danny said something interesting in the recent interview. Hold on. Go back to this. I spent so much time on Project Puerto Rico. He says, and I quote, "I'm coming to win and not lay down." He says, "I've got to make him uncomfortable and take what's mine." He says, and I'm going to stop right. He says, "I got to make him uncomfortable." And that's the one thing strategic-wise in this fight that we're all going to wonder. Is Danny going to do too much thinking? Danny's is talking and alluding to the fact that he's going to jump on Earl. He's going to come right at Earl. He's going to take much more risk in this fight. He felt as though the thing that he has learned the most from his losses to Keith and to Shawn is to not be too comfortable. He claims that he was too comfortable. He's got used to being champion. He was up. He thought could be up. You can't get comfortable at no time at all in this fight. He says he's going to come at Earl. He's going to have to take risk on Errol Spence. He's going to have to test Errol Spence punch resistance. He's going to have to do it. He's going to have to take many more risks. He can't be in there flat-footed, feet stuck in the cement, thinking too much while he's getting pieced up with jabs from the outside. And he's looking for a counter shot until Errol Spence Jr. switches it up and start beating his body. You can't go in there thinking, bruh. Take risks. Test his punch resistance. Test his resolve. I think he's going to do that. When you got everything to lose at this point, when you got nothing else, this is it. This is your pay-per-view stage at this point. And let me tell you another thing. Danny is getting a taste of pay-per-view. The most addictive thing in boxing. The most addictive thing in boxing, fam. Always hear this. You heard it from Mainman Mademan first. The most addictive, and I got to start doing it a lot more, by the way. The most addictive thing in boxing is pay-per-view money. It's pay-per-view money. Danny has never tasted that money. Keith had a taste of that money, and then he hooked. It's like a vampire that's drinking blood. You know what I'm saying? Keith got a taste of pay-per-view money. He's hooked. He don't want to do anything but fight on pay-per-view now. He want Manny so bad. Manny, please give me the fight. What happens when Danny tastes that pay-per-view apple? Shawn had a taste of pay-per-view. Shawn tasted the pay-per-view, and now he don't want nothing but Errol. All he wants is pay-per-view. He don't want anything to do with Bud. You know, they want pay-per-view. They want the pay-per-view apple. Well, Danny gonna get a bite of that apple. That's why y'all wonder why Errol Spence Jr. don't want to tune up. Why Errol Spence Jr. don't want to go back and just maybe see where he at the proper way, right? Now, some of y'all may wonder that because he had a bite of the pay-per-view apple. He tastes that money. That money tastes good, champ. He want another bite of that apple, and he ain't letting nobody else share. He ain't sharing that apple with nobody. They ain't share with him. So guess what? Every time you fight now, you don't want to do anything but eat from the pay-per-view apple. Can't blame him for it. He's hooked on it. The question is, being hooked on the pay-per-view apple can be your downfall. If, God forbid, once again, he loses. And I'm only doing this because it's a Danny Garcia video. Y'all got to understand that too. But if he loses, people are going to start to switch their view and say, was Errol arrogant in this situation? He should have took a tune-up. Why did he think he was that good when he didn't spar until September? He should have just did the things the right way. Why was he so arrogant? Because it's the pay-per-view. You can't fight a tune-up on pay-per-view, champ. I'm not going to move out that lane unless someone take that lane while I'm chilling and getting myself together. I ain't letting none of these dudes take that lane. That's my lane. And that's all I want to eat is pay-per-view money. I'm lining them up like this because I'm not going back. I ain't going back right now, champ. Y'all ain't make it to this point. Y'all had every opportunity. You, Shawn, Keith, Adrian Bronner, all of y'all had the same opportunity I had. The only difference is I took it and ran with it, champ. So, Danny, do you want it? Once you take a bite of that pay-per-view apple, once you get a bite of that, you ain't gonna want to leave it, bro. So my thing is, when now that you got it, are you gonna keep it? This is the big chance for Danny Garcia. Much love to the fan, man. Yo, man, I'm gonna check out some of y'all comments and I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Much love to you all, man. Much love to you all. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Joe. Appreciate you. You know how we do, man. You know how we do, man. You know how we do. What's up, Mike? Mike back in the building, man. We just going over this morning, Mike. What elite fighter has Danny Garcia truly done damage to? I've seen him given the business, especially Lamont Peterson, could have gotten charged for the whooping. Danny's ass that night and got robbed. Facts. I give him credit for the Morales thing, I guess, because Morales had 7 losses by the time he fought Danny, right? He was over that hill, bro. I give him credit for the Morales. I give him credit for Lamont. Regardless of it being a catch weight, I didn't like the fact he dragged him up to that 44 catch weight. It would take some thinking. Bro, when you got a fighter being built like that, bro, it looks that way. That's the way. That's why you should know this was underway for Danny the whole time. He just didn't make it to that. He just didn't make it to that final level, bro. He just couldn't get past that final door. Earl is not worried about Mr. Two Steps. The only way Danny is going to have the speed. He got to hit his dad's stash before the fight game is over. Boxing breakdown. Then good night. All day. He better go get some of that, man. That good angel, man. You know what I'm saying? Go get that angel, man. Go get that angel. My brother Sir Ken is in the building. Salute, man. Salute to you, family. Salute to the wrenches. The salute to the chat. Smash the like button, man. Hit that like button for the homie. And most importantly, if you brand new around here, rock the bells. You know what I'm talking about? Rock the bells. Stay in tune with the homie. We always do stuff like this. We're a fam over here. Much love to you all. But rock the bell. So every time I upload, you rocking with me. You hear me though? Real spill. Plus, we about to be doing giveaways, man, and everything. You know what I'm talking about? Danny getting to the car crash December 5th. Okay. All right. All right. Texas in the building. Texas in the house. I don't know about Spence, fam. 50 50. That's coming from Texas. 50-50. Tell her, I wish all the Texas felt that way, bro. With that 50-50, we get a bud fight. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. But I hear you, man. You think it's 50-50 with Danny? You say you're not sure? You say you're not sure? You don't think that the punch resistance going to be there? Time will tell. Time will tell. Don't worry, fam. That Errol Spence Jr. vid coming. If he beats Errol, that puts Keith back on top. Just saying. If he beats Errol, nah, man, I got to go with Bud being number one at that point. Bud will not only be number one pound for pound, but he'll be number one welterweight. Keith do still got. It can be argued Keith wins and Bud wins at the division, but it can be argued. I'd sit down and do a study on that. But at the end of the day, I'm going with Bud, bro. Bud number one. Keith too fresh off a loss. You know what I'm saying? If it goes past the fourth round, Danny will receive a brutal beating. I think by that point, beyond the fourth, Errol Spence Jr. would have switched the pace, whether he started off fast and maybe go back to a outboxer. I think either way you spin it, it's going to be a change of pace around that time in the fight. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, like I always tell people, remember the Mikey fight. I mean, he outboxed Mikey, Lil Mike. Yeah, he beat Lil Mike. You know what I mean? Everybody giving him credit for Lil Mike. It's like, we got to stop everything we doing whenever we talk about Earl and Lil Mike, you know what I mean? Because he's the 4-division champion, but he was 135 Lil Mike. But when he beat Lil Mike, the fact is that, he boxed Lil Mike, man, and he showed some good boxing ability, good outside boxing ability. Even what he did to Lamont Peterson, though Lamont Peterson did not give him much incoming fire back, he still from the outside, he pieced up Peterson, man, from the outside. Beautiful performance, you know what I'm saying? So, I think he has the ability to outbox Danny easy on the outside with the length, with the straight left hands, upstairs and downstairs, with his ability to mix the punch selection up. I think that's going to be a problem from the outside for Danny. You dig? So I'm about to get up out of here, fam. What's up, fam? What's going on? This fight might make or break for Earl's career trajectory. That's a fact, bro. You know what, hip hop underworld, as crazy as this sounds, bro, you're right. And the reason that it became that way, not because of, because Earl can't take a loss or nothing like, nah, y'all. It's became that way because there's no rematch clause. You putting him at jeopardy of losing everything. How do you do this? What is, dog, this man worked hard to get to this point, and he may just have natural ring rust. I mean, this, honestly, man, look, I'm going to tell you, if I'm Earl, I'm motivated. I'm pissed. I'm like, how they gonna do me? How they gonna put me out there like that? Like, no, to fight at home in my hometown. Yeah, okay, cool. I got the Cowboys with me, but I could be rusty, anything. And you telling me after all he got up to this point, going through the Little Mike situation, you know what I mean? Getting through Shawn Porter, getting through Kell Brook, going into a raucous crowd, everything he's been through to become the pay-per-view attraction, and he don't get a rematch clause? If there's anything that's going to change his career trajectory, it's the fact that they didn't put a rematch clause in this fight. And I'm telling you, and maybe this is just what I heard Danny say. So I heard Danny say this in the interview. They asked, what interview? That was on the Sway. It was on the Sway interview. They asked him, was there a rematch clause? He said no. I couldn't believe my ears. I just don't think that Danny's power followed him to 147. It followed him to the lower tier. I mean, you see what he did to the Granadoses and the Bam Bam Rioses of the world. You know what I'm saying? It's on the top floor. He's not been able to execute properly because they got his blueprint. That's why when somebody got your blueprint, they got your number. They spreading that thing around like wildfire. Y'all think I be joking when I say that? They share that. They know how to beat Danny. It's out there, bro. It's out there. People think I'm joking. No, they know how to beat Danny. That's why they all welcome a fight with Danny. That's why Keith went directly to Danny. Aside from Keith knowing that Danny was the one at the time, and he was going to be the next guy that they were trying. That's why Keith wanted them so bad. People wonder why Keith stopped everything he was doing for Danny, because he knew what they were doing with Danny. And he knew if he beat Danny, he thought he could become that. And he was right there too. He was right there, wasn't he? Matter of fact, he got his wish. He got the Pacquiao fight. So he was there. Damn, champ. How did I overlook that whole thing in this video? Keith actually made it to the pay-per-view fight. Wow. And he fell short. If he would have beat Manny Pacquiao. That's what Keith moment disappeared at. Wow. Because even Earl, though he was a pay-per-view attract, it was lining up to him and Keith. But then Keith lost. So he's gone. They all have had their opportunities. At one form, one way or another. Earl has surpassed them all. And now they got him up to this point and he don't get a rematch clause. I'm just baffled on that, champ. I'm baffled. Porter said Earl is the bigger puncher. That tells it all. And he said Danny's power is overrated. He never hurt no elite fighter at 147. Please don't make me say it again. Who else? He said Earl was the bigger puncher, but somebody else said Danny hit hard. Keith admitted Danny hit hard, bro. Keith said Danny hit hard, man. Keith said Danny hit hard, and he was telling Spence to watch out. And that's the thing. Like, if Spence his punch resistance ain't where it needs to be, or if anything is wrong with him that we don't know, Danny is going to expose it. I believe if he lands, you know what I'm saying? Danny's power doesn't have to be great. If Spence punch resistance is low after the accident, facts. You know what I mean? That's what they coming out saying about Kell Brook today. Oh, his punch resistance was lower because he had to come down to the weight class and whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. Only people that want Errol Spence to lose is Crawford fans because they know Earl is going to Bud Light his ass. Absolutely. I disagree with you, Mike. I disagree, right? You know why? Crawford fans want Earl to win. You seem to forget. They want Earl, they want the Spence fight. No one wants Earl to lose. Making Earl lose ain't gonna give us the big fight, bro. Ain't nobody in this for that. Ain't nobody out here just to be talking. Then we get all of these years and hyping it up, and then we don't get what we want. No, that's not what we want. Crawford fans want Earl to win and win beautifully because they don't like Danny. So they want Earl to destroy Danny. You dig? Danny is the arch villain of Terence Crawford. So it's not no one wants Earl to lose. We want Earl to win and look good doing it. Crawford already did his end. Crawford already took care of his part. We need Earl to do his. You dig? You dig. You know what I'm saying? You dig. Earl had to lose 40 pounds to fight Porter, and look what he did, 8 rounds to 4 at 70%. Okay, 70%. That's what they telling him. You know, everybody was saying, because he didn't have Blu-ray. And if that was considered a 70% performance, we don't know where he's at today. Everybody's basing their assumption on what we've seen from Earl in the past. We don't know what Earl we're getting. Just a question mark. I'm just hoping. And when I do that Errol Spence Jr. video for his portion side of the fight, we will go there. And we will talk about all of the great and astronomical things that Errol Spence do. Whatever, man. Whatever. Danny Carr says, I can't donate. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Why you should be able to donate, fam. It should be an available option down there in the chat thing, bro. I don't know. I hope YouTube ain't doing. I ain't pissed off YouTube, but I ain't did nothing wrong to them peoples, man. You know what I'm saying? John Kramer, what's up, fam? Could it be that he believes in itself and he believes in his skill set? Facts. Could be. Could be. And that's impressive. And that's why I say I give him full credit. And that's why I say when people come out talking about he got to knock out Danny Garcia to make this statement, just accepting this fight in the terms that he's under makes a statement loud and clear to me. You know what I mean? Loud and clear, fam. Loud and clear. Hey, Danny, if you're having problems on the super, you can always hit the Cash App too, bro. MainmanMademan at the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Much love. Danny looking good. I got to say it. I'm Team Spence, but the dude is looking good. My boy need to be on his game. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's got to be on his game. Angel is going to be pushing Danny as far as he can push Danny in this situation. I think we're going to get a good looking Danny Garcia. I think he's going to make weight good. I think he's going to look chiseled. I think he's going to be impressive. I think he's going to go in there and fight one of the best fights he's ever fought. Be honest. It's just a thing of styles make fights. But I think he's going to go in there and fight a give his all because he knows where he's at. He knows that all of the years that I fell short to get to this point, a pay-per-view, a fight, well, I can't let this opportunity go. So I'm expecting the greatest and best Danny Garcia, man, all day. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I'm about to go watch that fight. I see it, Zeno. I got it playing in the background now, bro. So So I'm gonna get up on out of here, man. Yo, much love to the fam, man. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. I ain't really want to be here this long. It's supposed to be like a 30-minute express version, but we end up doing 55 minutes, just like this morning. But I gotta be on my grind. This is for the people that were here this morning. We had a huge audience here this morning, so I'm sorry to disappoint. The mic was chipping real bad, so I only felt obligated, man, to come on back up here and to make it up to everyone that donated and participated in that particular live stream. So, hey, don't ever say Mainman Mademan ain't got your back, because I do, man. Much love to y'all, man. I'll be doing We Talking Boxing real soon. You know what I'm saying? We'll break down more topics on one, particular show in the boxing history and the whole nine. Hear me, man. Rock them bells for the homie. I catch up, man. Y'all check these fights out for the night. Hopefully, I'll be doing post-fight reviews. If not tonight, definitely tomorrow, man. Thumbs up on the way out, though, man. And salute to you all. Salute to everybody in Mainman Mademan's boxing form. Most importantly, do not let no one, I repeat, no one, I repeat, nobody, I mean nobody, nobody. Don't you dare let no one tell you how to be a boxing fan. You feel me, though? See y'all soon. To the next video. Peace out.